Okay, I'm gonna be up there. You won't really be able to see me, but I put it on the top of the juicer so you could see what that process looks like, because you don't really need to see me so much. I turned it on, but I turned it on backwards. Mine has like a backwards and a forwards, so then you have to restart it because it'll just keep going backward. Now I want to show you what this juicer looks like in action, and maybe it's really loud and I'm sorry, but you can see that little thing going in there, and that's what actually crushes and chews the food up. I mentioned it in a previous video, although because I'm doing several of these, I don't know how many people are going, life is hard sometimes. Uh-oh. Meh, frustration. Got it. Okay. Now I don't even know what I was talking about. Help me out. What was I talking about? Oh, I mentioned it before, but I'm doing several of these to keep them short. So maybe you'll watch through the whole time. The deal with the centrifugal juicer is it spins your food. So it goes really fast. It goes really fast, which is good if you're in a hurry. I used to have one, and it flies through it, but it gets so hot that a lot of your vitamins and minerals just get destroyed. So why even make it unless you just really like the taste of kale juice? I don't know. So I use a masticating juicer, which is what you're watching. And because it's a masticating juicer, it juices the food slow, which is really what you want. But because it juices the food slowly, I don't want to show you all the food being put in there because it takes a while. I'm not going to lie. If you want one of these juicers, just commit to standing over it for a while. It's worth it. I mean, you get the best product, the best quality juice you're going to get out of this kind of juicer. So that's why I use one. You can't really see me. I'm right here, but I'm not worried about it. So I have this wire mesh screen in here for you to see, but I'm going to take mine out because I like the pull. Fiber in this kind of thing is good. I turned it on backwards again. Okay. So first thing you want to do when you're doing this is you'll want to put the juicy, so I'm putting an orange, and then you just mush it down, that's a real technical term. Oh! So you'll want to put some of your juicier foods in, followed by some of the, for lack of a better term, drier foods, because that'll keep everything moving through your juicer in a timely manner. So celery is very fibrous, so after the orange, I'm going to put the celery. So it's spinning on through, and then I got a clog. It's clogged up. I don't know if you can see. It's clogged up. So the first thing I'll do is I'll put my juicer on the backwards section. Oh, it was going backwards the whole time. Okay. Fail. Now it's fine. Everything's fine. So first thing to do, rather than digging stuff out, is just try to reverse it, which is a good thing that this juicer has. It's a nice feature. So I've done the orange, and then I followed it with celery to push it on through. Now I'm going to do an apple and push that down. Basically what happens with apples is it makes applesauce down in there. So you can do apples a couple at a time and it's fine. You know, and then eventually you just have mushy applesauce. And I'll do a lemon. I really have no rhyme or reason for this, except that I'm alternating between kind of juicier things and not as juicy things. So then once it starts to get a little bit too much in there and I notice that it's getting kind of slow and not moving through, I'll follow that with a piece of celery or a piece of kale. And then I'll do some parsley. Just so you can see everything going in there. Don't juice the rubber band. Don't put the rubber band through the juicer. Might not taste too good. What would that do for your health? Would it make you very springy? Would you like have a spring in your step? I don't know. So you can see you can do quite a bit of parsley at a time. Although, bear in mind, the more parsley you put in your juice, kind of the spicier and more herbal it's going to taste. But the good thing about greens, and why we want greens, is chlorophyll really is, it cleans everything out. I wanted to mention to you guys, there's a man on YouTube, you've probably already seen him if you're into juicing, because he's like OG juicing guy. Dan the Man McDonald, he's awesome. He knows everything about everything. So if you manage to make it over here without knowing about who he is, check him out, because he can tell you like everything, whereas I can only tell you some things because I'm still learning. So you've kind of seen everything go into the juicer. Not a carrot, but it looks like a carrot going into a juicer. You're not missing much. So what I'm going to do is stop recording. I'm going to make these 2 quarts of juice, and then I'll show you like the last part of me putting stuff in there again. But you really don't have to sit here the whole time and watch me just feed food through a juicer and listen to it go wah, 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 wah. So we'll pick this up in a little bit. Just so you'll believe me about a carrot going through the juicer, looks like a carrot going through the juicer, I wanted to show you. And now you can really see that crunching, chomping kind of emotion that it does. See, it doesn't spin it at all. The thing spins, but the food is actually getting crushed, just like how your teeth do. So what this does, again, how important this is the food doesn't get hot. The minerals aren't being wasted, the vitamins aren't being destroyed, because it's basically the same thing that happens with teeth, but you can just see how that would be better than the food being spun. And you can see it's coming out, and there's the pulp coming out. So that's what it really truly, that's the process that's happening right now. Just, you're getting juice on this side, and again, you have a wire mesh screen if you want to not get that foam and that pulp in your juice. I like all that stuff. I want to keep everything in there. I paid for the food. I want to get all the food. And then here's your pulp, which I use for compost again, because I want to keep everything. I want to make use of everything. I just pushed the last lemon through the juicer. So like typically what I'll do at the end when I know that it's winding down and I've put everything through and we're almost done, is I'll finish off with celery, and then I'll run something really juicy through there, like a lemon or an orange, to wash everything out of the juicer. I don't know, that's just how I do it. I also wanted to mention to you guys that, remember those like 3 or 4 extra stalks of celery and that half a cucumber that I had just in case? I did end up using that to get the amount that I needed. So what you saw plus the extra stuff, that's what I used for the 2 quarts. Here's the amount of stuff, and you can understand why this doesn't just need to go in the landfill. Just throw it back into the earth. The critters that are around where you live will be happy to eat it, or you can make compost out of it, but just don't throw it in the garbage. We're almost done. I wanted to show you my huge mess. Look at all that wasted juice just hanging out on the cutting board, because I didn't get a funnel out, and I didn't mention to you guys that you need a funnel. So there's our finished product. A couple of things I should mention about juice like this. Number 1, it's better fresh. The vitamins are there still. The minerals are there still. Drink it fresh. Make it for the day you're going to drink it. It can stay in the fridge for 24 hours. That's fine. It's just going to go south. As soon as you make it, it's going to start going south. So the faster you can drink it after you make it, the better off you are. As with anything, really, the fresher it is, the better it is. You wouldn't eat a 3 or 4 day old steak, would you? Maybe you would. Another thing that you can do with this juice is you can add stuff to it. You can supplement this juice. Wheatgrass is one thing I like to put in it. Hemp oil is another thing. This has good omega-6s, omega-3s. It needs to be kept cold though. Keep this in the fridge. I keep all my stuff in the fridge. I just think it helps it. And then also liquid chlorophyll. I put all three of these things in a green juice. So it's just a very green juice. So I'll show you without the stuff in it, and then I'll show you what it looks like with the stuff in it. They are both the same color now, and then I'll show you one with it and one without it, and you can see the difference for yourself, what it looks like. Other things you can put in there: flax seeds, flaxseed meal, protein powder. I don't really recommend doing like whey protein or soy protein. Those are two things that I can't have, being intolerant of gluten, dairy, soy, sugar, corn, you name it. I can't have it. This is the difference. It's barely perceptible. Perceptible? Perceivable? I don't know what I'm saying. So this is just, you know, with like a tablespoon of hemp seed oil and a tablespoon of chlorophyll and 1 scoop of wheatgrass. There's a scoop. It comes included in the thing. You don't have to buy a scoop. So I have the GNC wheatgrass, and I picked this up from GNC as well, and this stuff they had to order at my local health food store. But don't get grossed out about putting oil in something that you're gonna drink, because it really makes it nicer. It honestly makes it smoother to drink. It's a little slimy. It's a little oily. It's not slimy. What is that? I don't know what that thing is that's blinking, but I don't even know if I'm recording right now, so maybe not. A couple of disclaimers. Contact a doctor before you do a juice cleanse. Now, I have a little problem with traditional medicine. So, don't believe anything I say. Don't believe anything they say. Don't believe anything anybody says. Think for yourself. So don't believe me that you need juice, and don't believe anybody that tells you that you don't. Just think for yourself, really. That's the best thing. And take care of your body. And I'm going to take care of my body, and you can watch and see if anything happens, because I know a lot of the juicing people on YouTube have been juicing. They've been raw food vegan for 20 plus years. They're in great shape. Their bodies are healthy and happy bodies. But, you know, there's also people like me who are not in good health, who need some help and need to get it together. So I thought, you know, we can do this together, but ask your doctor and then don't believe him. Whether he tells you do it or don't, think for yourself. And don't sue me, because I told you need to ask your doctor. I'm not a medical person. I don't know anything about this at all. I just know it has worked for me in the past personally, and that's all I can really tell you. So we'll get into kind of the health concerns I have a little bit more in another video. Today's not really the day to do that, because that's not really what kind of video this is. But just bear in mind that this stuff is good stuff. It's good for your body. It's what your body needs. So until next time, I love you guys. I hope to see you again soon. Take it easy. And that's all, folks.